April 12, 1882. A few miles from Tombstone, Arizona Territory. It was also a few minutes from murder.
She's coming.
I'll cover you.
You'll do what?
I'll tend to the horses.
Now get out of sight. The box. Then keep your hands on those reins. You inside. Get out here. I want everything that folds, ticks, or shines. I said everything, including that book.
I'm a journalist. These are my notes. They can't be of any value to you.
I don't want no stories. Just hand it over.
A writer is a man of great curiosity. Might I ask you a question?
Ask it.
When you spend this for whiskey, does it taste of blood?
Any other questions? All right, climb up. I want to see dust all the way to Tombstone.
Yeah, Robin, yeah.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory.
Didn't you get a good look at him, Dan?
No, he was wearing a mask. I saw his gun, though. He shot the guard down quicker than you could spit and say howdy.
Yeah. All right, folks. Thanks very much for the information.
You're not going after him alone, are you, Clay? He's a killer.
I'm not alone. You have to pound that gun into my brain?
It was your idea, mister, so you could write about holdups and outlaws.
All right. Here. As agreed, your fee.
Better than we agreed. You got a killing. That guard should cost you extra.
There it is, Sam.
Crack it open.
Busted flush, Sam. It's almost empty. Oh! Sam, you're leaking pretty bad.
Yeah. Too fast to travel. I'll need some clean wrappings and medicine.
Well, I'll go to Tombstone and get them. They don't know me there.
I'll go with you. I want to see how the law works on a stage holdup.
Go ahead. You'll like Tombstone. Smoky town. Most every night there's a killing.
Sure we can trust him, Sam.
Yeah. 'Cause he knows dead men don't write no books. And just take one horse. Like you just found him half dead and picked him up.
Let's go. Rider coming.
Sheriff, I saw a flash of his badge.
Get down and lead the horse. I'll do the talking.
Oh. You fellas mind telling me who you are?
My name is Pell, Sheriff. J. Pell from Philadelphia.
You the rider that was pistol whipped after the stage holdup?
That's me. Oh, this is Tim Grannis. He happened along and picked me up out of the dirt. It was horrible, Sheriff, seeing a man shot down like that. I'd like to work closely with you on this case, if you'll allow me, sir. Give our readers back east a real-life picture of Western justice.
You were within arm's length of the killer. When I get back to the office, you come in and check over the wanted posters.
Certainly. Anything I can do to help.
Good enough.
Ride easy, Sheriff.
Here's the money for the stuff for Sam. I'll meet you in Lordsburg Sunday.
I need more money than that, friend.
I paid Sam in full.
This weed has been tumbling since it left Yuma prison. Time it had some fun. Played a little cards. I'm waiting, pal.
All right. Here. Sorry, Sheriff. None of these.
Well, thanks anyway.
But, these are interesting. What we in the writing line call background material. Now, here's an example. Sam Crane, aged 42, wanted for the shooting of 14 men. That's more than most of your top guns. Do you know him, Sheriff?
Some.
Well, what was he like? I mean, 14 men. Did he have a fast gun? Maybe the fastest? How tough was he, really?
He was a killer. Likely still is. I understand he just broke out of Yuma prison with the help of his younger brother.
A real-life murderer. At large, out in those hills somewhere. I wish I could meet him.
Why?
The deadliness, the ruthlessness. That's the stuff legends are made of.
It's men with pens, not guns, that make legends, Mr. Pell.
That a compliment, Sheriff?
No, just a fact.
I suppose, Buffalo Bill, Calamity Jane aren't real people.
Bill Cody got famous for slaughtering cattle and wearing long hair. Poor old Calamity.
But they are famous.
For things they didn't do. What they're famous for never happened except in Ned Buntline's head. Little man with a sharp pen and an inkwell full of blood. Oh, Harris.
Hello, Clay.
You want more complete information on Sam Crane? This is Harris Clyburn, editor of the Epitaph. Writer from back east, Harris, J. Pell.
How you do, Mr. Pell?
Privilege, Clavering. Certainly be obliged if you let me browse through your files.
Oh, anytime. Come on over now.
Oh, thank you.
Clay, I just dropped by to see if there was anything new on that stage holdup.
Oh, not a thing.
Anything else?
Nope. Town's got its head on a pillow.
Come outside, Ryder, man. I got a story for you.
Not now, Tim. I'm busy.
Don't pull any of your eastern airs on me.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Come on, Tim. Let's go. What's the matter with you? Lose your senses?
Listen, Ryder, I need money.
What for?
I don't like the way they play poker in this town. I've been cheated, skinned right down to the white meat, but I got some tricks of my own. All I need is some cash and chips.
What you need's your horse. Let's find him. This Hollister's a tough
Tough?
sheriff.
Him? Why, he don't know what a man and a gun can do together. Me and Sam,
Shut up,
we...
you fool. Now stay out of that office. Let's get out of town.
This boy giving you any trouble, Mr. Pell?
Trouble? Well, not at all, Sheriff. I guess I just didn't realize that out west here, when a man invites you to have a drink with him, you don't refuse.
That ain't half of what you don't realize. Sheriff, why don't you get your nose out of our business?
Now, cool off, Tim. I am indebted to you for helping me today. Here, have yourself some fun. I have an appointment with Mr. Clyburn.
That's mighty generous of you, writer man. Back to your pipe and slippers, watchman.
See you later, Clay.
Did you find what you're after?
No, I haven't found much I can use at all. Frankly, I'm surprised at your rather colorless reporting.
I'm running a newspaper, Mr. Pell, not a paint shop.
But Sam Crane's killed 14 men. He can't be the kind of cowardly shadow you've described. He's got to be a dangerous killer.
Oh, I didn't say he wasn't dangerous. Cholera, dynamite, and rattlesnakes are dangerous. Well, you mix them together and put boots on it, you got Sam Crane.
But it must take courage for Crane to kill.
Courage? It doesn't take courage to kill. It takes courage to avoid a killing.
Like your sheriff. Tell me this. Has anyone ever done a story on Clay Hollister's life for the Eastern papers?
Never?
How do his gunfights stack up against Crane's? Just how many men has he killed?
Mr. Pell, that's a piece of arithmetic you don't do around here. Not if you're Hollister's friend.
What was that?
You wanted to see him splashing on the local color? Come on.
What's the matter, Tin Horn? Won't you fight for your money?
I haven't got a gun.
Well, I never saw a gambler yet that didn't carry a gun. Somebody's taken to some hardware. What's the matter? You all yellow? I heard that Tombstone was as wild as a half-skinned grizzly.
You better put up the gun, cowboy.
Well, if it ain't the sheriff.
Put up the gun or I'll jail you.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you can't climb over bullets.
The afternoon of April 12, 1882. The one killing J. Pell had witnessed was not enough for the story he wanted to write. He was determined to do something about it.
Sheriff?
Hello, Mr. Pell.
Sheriff?
You want to talk to your friend?
Yes, I do want to talk to him.
Go ahead.
That was a brave thing you did, Sheriff. But he's just a green kid. Would you walk up to a real hard case the same way? Say, a man like Sam Crane?
Well, maybe not just the same way.
You gotta get me out of here somehow. I'm tired of scrubbing up these jail floors.
Take it easy. You're only going to be here for a couple of days.
Couple of days. Look, pal, you gotta get that medicine to Sam.
How? I don't know these hills. I could never find that cabin again.
Yes, you can. Go out the Benson Road about 5 miles. Up the big draw till you get to the foot of the hills. You'll see it.
Where's your horse?
Back at the granary. I got some food and medicine in a saddlebag. Hurry up, Sam. May need it bad by now.
What'll I tell Sam? You got thrown in jail?
No. Tell him my horse fell and I jerked my knee loose. And I'll meet you in Lordsburg on Sunday.
It's a pretty big jail. You may not get it all scrubbed up by Sunday.
How is he? Breathing blood and thunder?
I've seen more thunder come from a baby and a rattle. Sheriff, how'd you like to have enough money to own this town? The mountains around it.
What's on your mind, Mr. Pell?
Suppose I could find out where Sam Crane is.
You've got a notion where he is?
Right where? He's hiding at the end of the rainbow.
What are you getting at?
Just this. I want to be at the end of that rainbow when you get there, in a front row seat. Sheriff, if I could find out where Crane is, I'd trade that information. If you let me watch the killing.
Who's killing? His or mine?
His. I was going to write a series of articles about Sam Crane. But now I've found a man that's worth a book. You. You let me in on the Crane killing, and I'll have what I need to make you the next national hero.
Me?
I guarantee it. Lecture tours, star of your show, circus, travel abroad, audiences with royalty. You can become a legend, Hollister.
Stop right there, Mr. Pell. Leave me alone to finish my supper.
Maybe you didn't hear me right. Now listen.
I heard you. And you heard me. Get out.
Where's Kirby? How come you found your way back here?
You're okay, Sam? Wound healing?
Yeah, I dug the bullet out with my knife. Where's the boy?
That's what I rode out to tell you, Sam. Kirby told me the way. That tin-horn sheriff jailed him.
The law got Kirby? What for?
Hollister claimed he was cheating at poker. He gun-whipped him, Sam. Beat him half to death and ran him in.
Served him right, brainless kid. Pell, did he talk too much?
I hate to say it, Sam. I'm afraid he did. At least enough for the sheriff to guess he knew something about the stage holdup.
I knew it. I knew someday that kid in his mouth.
The sheriff said he was going to keep him locked up until he told everything. Do you think he'll really talk, Sam?
Like a coyote under the full moon. You know the layout of that Tombstone jail.
Oh, yeah.
And you want to see a real shootout? You want a dead sheriff for supper?
Sam, you get away with this. You kill that sheriff and spring your brother. And I'll make them forget Hardin and Tom Horn. I'll make you as big as Jesse James or Billy the Kid.
That was just big enough to fit in a pine box. Come on, let's mount up.
Time to go to work. After you get all this licked down nice, Quint here will find some more house cleaning for you in the office.
I start waving them up.
Harris, you tied the horse behind the jail?
Yeah. And the boy was watching. I could see him through the bars.
Good.
What makes you think he'll make a break for it?
Hunch?
Well, why do you want him to?
Boy rode into town after the stagecoach robbery with Pell. And now Pell just can't stop talking about Sam Crane. They might have some information about where Crane's hiding.
You think Crane held up that stage?
Whoever did it's carrying around some lead from the guard's gun. Check the boy's saddlebags. He just bought a bottle full of medicine for washing out wounds and a pair of long-nosed pliers. Pretty odd buying for a drifter, wouldn't you say?
Well, why didn't you have me stake out his own horse instead of that other one?
Because Pell ran off with it. Medicine, pliers, and all. Quint reported it. We couldn't trail him.
Well, let's hope he takes the bait.
Yeah. Quint's all primed. He'll drop like a rock. We better wait inside. He might see us here.
guess I can start setting type.
You better wait and see how the story ends.
Rider coming. Take cover. It's Kirby. Kirby!
Sam, you're all right. You're riding.
Yeah. How come you are?
Well, I broke out. That sheriff had me swapping floors. I saw a horse tied out back, and I broke.
Swamping floors. You don't look beat up. Kirby, how much did you tell him?
I didn't tell him nothing.
Pell here says that sheriff beat your brains out, and you started blabbing.
He hit me once, but I didn't tell him nothing.
Remember, I'm a writer. I color up the facts some.
Enough to send me straight into that sheriff's guns, trying to shoot my brother out of the Tombstone jail.
Now, you're being melodramatic.
Him and me both, mister, and you're right in the middle, not off to one side, taking notes. Sam, him and that sheriff were so close they could have been wearing the same hat.
You came west looking for something to write. You just found it. Your death warrant.
No, Sam, I swear it. I'll make you famous and rich. Don't shoot me.
There's lots of ways to kill snakes. Shooting's one of them.
It's Hollister. Don't shoot. You'll warn him.
Get behind those rocks. Go crossfire him.
Drop it. Sam, shoot!
The boys quit, Crane. Hold your fire. Come in alive.
I knew you'd change your mind, Hollister. You're on your way. I'll make you a fortune.
Dirty, what is...
You and your blowhard brother. Coyotes. Coyotes kill sheep. Takes a man to walk into two guns and kill. A man like this.
So you finally got your story, huh?
Today, in the parched hills near Tombstone, I watched a killer die. Sam Crane, the Southwest's deadliest outlaw.
Sam Crane, a coward who killed for greed and out of ignorance.
Well, we've got two writers around here.
And then changed the part about coyotes. Coyotes are smart, like this one here. He decided to talk rather than hang.
You mean about his brother's killings?
Mm-hmm. Especially the last one, where Sam killed a stage guard for a fee paid by a writer gathering information on Western outlaws.
That's a lie.
You paid. And you'll finish paying with 10 years of your life for conspiracy to commit murder. In Yuma prison, you'll meet most of the outlaws in the territory. You can write their stories.
Whistle me up, I'll
me back where I wanna be. Whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, September 10, 1882. The Thomas brothers, Rip, Coley, and Ben, the younger element of Tombstone, and its future citizens.
There's your troublemakers, Clay. Take your choice. The fine's $10 apiece and 3 days in jail.
Well, you're bearing down a little hard, ain't you, Sheriff? We were just trying to have a little fun.
Sure, just flexing our muscles. You know, having a few laughs. It's getting so a person can't even let off a little steam in this town.
The next time you start a saloon brawl, it won't be just a fine and a night in jail. I'll lock you up for so long you can set up housekeeping.
It's about time.
Well, I didn't know you were in jail until this morning.
All right, pay the man. Let's get out of here.
I'm sorry about my brother, Sheriff. How much is their fine?
$10 apiece, Miss Thomas. They won't listen to me, so I'm going to tell you. Maybe you can talk some sense into them.
Well, they'll listen to me, and they better.
They've got to grow up and start acting their age.
We can do without the lectures. That goes for you, too, Hollister.
Because if they don't, they're going to wind up killing somebody or getting killed themselves. There are your guns. Keep them holstered.
Yes, sir, Mr. Sheriff. At least for now.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. The Thomas brothers were important to Tombstone. They were the future of the town. And the way things have been going lately, Sheriff Clay Hollister had good reason to be concerned about them. Morning, Clay.
Hello, Harris.
On my way to breakfast. Care to join me?
No thanks. I'm not hungry. I just had a stomach full of the Thomas brothers. It's the third time this month I've had to hold them in.
You ought to keep a permanent cell for them. Charge rent. A second home, so to speak.
Uh-oh, trouble.
Anybody else got ideas? Cowboy, you just bit off more than you can swallow.
Hold it.
Give me the gun.
I'm walking out of here, Sheriff. Don't try stopping me.
Give me the gun. Now, suppose you tell me what happened.
We were just trying to have a little fun when all of a sudden he get mad.
He shot Ben before we knew what was happening.
How about hearing my side of it, Sheriff? That is, if you're interested.
I'm interested. Let's go.
You haven't heard the last of us, mister. You can bet on it.
Your story better be right. You settled down enough yet to start talking?
I didn't ride into this town looking for trouble, Sheriff. All I wanted was a job. I warned them twice to leave me alone, but no, they had to keep calling me a saddle bum and a drifter. Got a lot of laughs out of everybody. Then, accidentally, on purpose, one of them spilled his drink on me.
So you repaid the compliment by shooting him?
Talking doesn't get through to some people, Sheriff. They have to be shown.
Well, that little demonstration may get you a term in jail.
You ever had trouble with the law before?
You mean locked up? No.
Yeah, I'm sorry to spoil your record. Let's go.
Hello, Harris. Oh, hello, Clay. Glad you stopped by. I'm writing an editorial here. I want you to hear it. The citizens of Tombstone have a responsibility to the many young men who come here seeking work. Let us demonstrate our friendship by offering them a fair chance at jobs and the opportunity to become decent citizens. Tolerance will make our community a better place to live. Well, then it goes on, but that's the idea. What do you think?
Oh, I think the same as you. Just come from a long talk with Judge Parker. We talked about Paul Hayden.
I guess he's the one who started this. The kid needs a break, no doubt about it.
Judge has given him one. He's put him on probation.
Oh, Clay, I think that's an excellent idea.
Of course, there are going to be some problems, but between the two of us, I think we can work them out.
What kind of problems?
Well, as sheriff of Tombstone, I couldn't very well have him paroled in my custody, so I had him paroled in yours.
You did what?
Well, now, just don't go bringing your blood to a boil.
Well, you might have consulted me first.
It never occurred to me that you'd object.
Oh, it never occurred to you. Well, I do. I've got too much to do around here to properly take care of the boy.
Calm down.
No, sir, it's too much responsibility.
Wait a minute. Let me read you something. The citizens of Tombstone have a responsibility to the many young men...
All right. Trapped by my own editorial. Paul, you better start a new paragraph here. Well, hello, Karen. This is a pleasant surprise.
Hello, Mr. Claiborne. I was just passing by and remembered I hadn't renewed my subscription to the paper.
Oh, shucks. I thought perhaps this was a personal call. Oh, excuse me, Paul. Having such an attractive young lady in the office almost made me forget my manners. Miss Karen Thomas, this is my new assistant, Paul Hayden.
Pleased to meet you, Miss Thomas.
Hello. Well, I better pay you and run along. I don't want to be late for the bank.
If you have a moment, I'll write you out a receipt for this.
Oh, that won't be necessary, Mr. Claiborne. Nice to have met you, Mr. Hayden.
Pleasure.
Karen, wait a minute. I just remembered I have some business at the bank myself. Paul, would you take this over and get me some change for it?
How do you want it?
I don't care. Nickels, dimes, quarters. No reason for you to walk to the bank alone.
You don't mind company?
Oh, I'd be delighted, Mr. Hayden.
Hey, Paul. Well, aren't you something? No need to ask what happened to your paycheck. You're wearing it. Sit down.
Fellow's got a right to buy new duds, hasn't he?
He sure has. But you'll have to admit they're a little fancy to be wearing to work.
As a matter of fact, I was going to ask for the morning off. Karen's coming to town, and...
Sure, Paul. You go ahead.
But we're kind of busy. Sure you can get by without me, all right?
Well, it'll be tough, but I'll try.
Well, now, look who's just leaving.
Well, just the man I've been looking for. It's time we settle with this drifter. Nice looking hat. Mind if I look it over for a while? I've been thinking about getting me a new hat.
Fitting that over swelled head of yours is going to be a job. Let's have the hat back.
Sure, Drifter. There you are. Put a few air holes in it for you.
I'm not wearing a gun or I'd give you something to shoot at.
Now, you wanted a gun? There it is.
Leave it, Paul. He's on probation. He can't do any fighting. But I can.
Well, it's all right with me if you want to stick your nose in this.
Is this a private fight or can anybody join in? All right, what's going on?
Never mind, Clay. There's no real harm done.
That's right. The Drifter here is on probation. Don't want him getting into trouble.
You want to prefer charges, Harris? I'll lock him up right now.
No. But they pay for the hat.
How much was it?
$5.
It's a pretty expensive target.
It was worth every penny of it. And I got some advice for you, Drifter. Keep away from my sister.
And if I don't?
The next time we shoot at that hat, you'll be wearing it.
You
should have let me lock him up, Harris.
Why? It's never done any good before. A couple of days in jail isn't going to teach them anything.
They bother me again, I'll start their education. And I'll finish it, too.
No, you won't, Paul. You do that and I'll finish it by jailing all of you.
Although Paul Hayden had only been in Tombstone a short time, he had run into trouble with the Thomas brothers twice. There was going to be a third time. He was going to be prepared for it.
Oh, Paul? Been shopping?
Picked up my shirts at the laundry.
Looks like a lot of starch in your shirts. You know, I could swear I just saw you coming out of the gun shop.
Probably some other fellow.
Interesting looking laundry.
The way I look at it, wearing a gun's part of being dressed.
Probation law doesn't agree with you. It says you can't carry a gun or leave town.
Does it say what I'm supposed to do about Rip Thomas and his brothers?
No, but I can tell you. Grin and bear it.
Yeah. They're not pushing you around.
Would you rather serve out your sentence in jail? Look, Paul, you got a good job and you met a nice girl. Could be worse.
I'll keep out of trouble.
All right. And you won't need this. Take it back, get your refund.
Hey, do you know it's almost 8 o'clock? Time we called it a day. Here, you can set this up tomorrow.
Mr. Clyburn, I think I'd like to stay here and finish this tonight.
Oh? Well, if you're gonna wait, I will too. I've got plenty I can do.
Mr. Clyburn, go home?
Well, how do you like that? Thrown out of my own office. Say hello to Karen for me.
I hope you don't mind us meeting here like this.
Of course not. Not the most romantic spot you can find, but, well, at least it's private.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clyburn.
Good night, Paul.
Get the shades, Ben. Well, you look surprised, Drifter. Maybe you were expecting someone else.
We told you to stay away from Karen, but you don't hear it too good, do you?
Not when you talk.
Well, by the time we're through, maybe you'll learn to listen a lot better. You got off lucky, Drifter. You keep away from Karen, and next time we'll kill you.
Well, there it is. Isn't that a nice mess?
No need to guess what happened after you left.
I checked Paul's rooming house. He wasn't there. And his horse is missing from the livery stable.
If he's left town, he's in trouble.
The boy would have been just fine if Rip and his brothers had left him alone.
I'll take care of them later. Right now, I'm more concerned about Paul. Harris, where do you keep your rifle?
Here. Well, it was here when I left last night.
We better get out to the Thomas place.
We're just going in town after you, Hollister. Glad you showed up.
I'll bet you are.
Particularly after what happened to my place last night.
Have you seen Paul?
The Drifter? No. But when we do...
He was here. And when he left, he took Karen with him.
Now, they couldn't have gone very far, because I heard Karen moving around in the house about an hour ago.
Him running off is a violation of his probation, isn't it, Hollister?
I'll bring him back.
Well, you go right ahead, Sheriff. We'll just look for Karen.
Yeah, and when we find her, if she just happens to be with that Drifter, well, that's his tough luck.
Okay, let's go.
We got some ground to cover. Say, what happens if he won't go back with us?
He will. Nice day for a ride.
Sure is, Sheriff.
And we're going to keep right on enjoying it.
Paul, we've come to take you back to town.
Sorry to disappoint you, Sheriff, but Karen and I are moving on.
Easy, boy. We're out here to help you.
You're a little late.
I don't think so. You said all you wanted was a decent break. Well, you got it. And the first time things got a little bit rough, you turned tail and ran.
So you moved to another town. There'll always be a situation that needs facing.
Maybe he's right, Paul. We can't keep wondering and worrying about when my brothers are going to show up. We'd never be happy that way. Let's go back together.
You sure that's what you want, Karen? What about my probation? I wasn't supposed to leave town or carry a gun.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you and Karen just took a canter to the city limits. They're pretty big.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Harris, you take Paul back to the shop. Karen, I want to ride to the ranch with you. I want to talk to your brothers.
Fine. I'm going to be awfully angry, Mr. Hollister.
So am I.
You got some mighty fancy explaining to do.
Wait until we get our hands on that drifter.
Look, Karen's back and there's no harm done.
Keep out of this, Hollister. This is a family affair.
That's right. Just because you're wearing a badge doesn't give you the right to keep sticking your nose into our business.
I say it's a good thing he has it on. It gives him protection.
Well, I can always take it off. It's about time somebody taught you three to grow up. Since nobody else has offered to do the job, I'll volunteer.
Hollister, beating you is going to be a pleasure.
You want to try next?
You betcha.
You still feel like fighting after your arm gets well, you know where to find me. I want you and your brothers in my office tomorrow morning at 10. Thanks.
Come.
All spruced up. Well, you're right on time. I was going to lock all three of you up. Figured a jail term would do you good. Since the damages to the epitaph office have been paid and Paul here doesn't want to prefer charges, you're free to go.
You mean you ain't going to press charges?
Sheriff Hollister kept me from going to jail, and I thought I should pass on the favor.
Oh, don't just stand there looking foolish. Shake hands.
I'd like to apologize.
Mom, forget it.
Me too.
About time you showed some judgment.
It must have been that licking you gave us. Sort of helped us grow up.
Yeah, the hard way. Speaking of growing up, we all look a little older today.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, April 12, 1884.
Come on back here, you cheapling!
Drop it!
It's all right, Sheriff. It's no trouble. Just gonna teach this teasing little filly a lesson. Why don't you just go on back to bed, huh?
I said drop the whip.
Sheriff, this ain't none of your affair. I guess you don't know who I am. My pa's Flint Anson.
Yeah, I know who you are. You boys better get him home before I'm forced to tan his britches. All right?
I think so.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. April 13, 1884. Wally Anson was dead. Sheriff Clay Hollister had killed him in self-defense. And as Flint Anson rode into town the next day, the town was alive with tension. Flint.
I want to put an ad in the next edition of your paper. Full page.
Full page? Sure, Flint. Come in. You have a copy?
I'll tell you what to say.
Sit down.
Write this. Attention all interested parties. I promise to pay the sum of $10,000 to the first person or persons bringing me proof of the death of the man who murdered my son.
Wally wasn't murdered, Flint, and you know it. Clay shot back at him in self-defense.
I'm not asking for your opinion. This is my ad.
And this is my newspaper. I won't print it.
All right. Somebody else will.
Flint, listen to me. Don't do this. Think it over.
Think what over? That Wally was a weakling? That he wasn't the man I wanted him to be? He was my son. If it wasn't for this, I'd kill Hollister myself.
When you took those 2 slugs in that arm, Flint, you were defending homesteaders you didn't even know. You brought the first law and order to this part of the country. Don't throw away what you and so many others have fought so hard to get.
Sounds like one of your editorials. You never had a son. What do you think I fought for? All I can end up with is 6 feet of ground. I was thinking of Wally and his sons.
Flint.
Going through that for, Mr. Claiborne?
Where'd you get these, Willie?
Stage was full of them. Driver dropped off a couple bundles with the mail. And then he gave me $2 and said I should push them up all over town.
Well, didn't you read it?
Yeah, but it's none of my business what it says. $2 isn't easy to come by. Hey, you can't do that. Give me those.
What's going on?
Flint didn't waste much time, did he?
Great.
Hey, you can't do that. Stop it.
That's not going to help any, Harris.
Well, he's not going to put these up in Tombstone.
Mr. Claiborne has no right to stop me from putting them up. Does he, Sheriff?
No, Willie, nobody has. You go right ahead. What are you trying to do, Harris? Keep progress?
Progress?
Yeah, $10,000. It's a lot more than most reward posters offer. Here you go, Willie. I wouldn't want you to run short.
Ain't nothing personal in this. You understand, Sheriff? The driver gave me $2 to do a job. I gotta do it.
Sure.
Yes, sir, gents. I'm offering 2-to-1 odds that Sheriff Clay Hollister doesn't live through the next 7 days. Now, you, sir, there's a certain expression on that handsome, intelligent face of yours that tells me you don't agree with my thinking. All right, sir. I will wager you $50 against your 25 that within 7 days from this date, Sheriff Hollister will be pushing up daisies on Boot Hill. No? All right, you gents name the stakes. I'll lay the odds and cover all bets. Evening, Sheriff. I was just saying to these gents...
I know, mister. I heard.
Nothing personal, Sheriff. I'm a gambler. I bet on anything.
I'm getting fed up with this nothing personal talk. I tell you what, you're a gambler. Why don't you try for the big stake yourself?
I don't know what you mean, Sheriff.
Why fool around with this penny ante stuff? If you're so sure I'm going to be dead within a week, why not fix it so you can't lose?
I'm no gunslinger, Sheriff.
I don't figure you carry this just for luck. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn my back and walk for that door. That'll give you 4, maybe 5 seconds where you can pick up that gun and shoot me. If you do, you'll earn yourself $10,000. Of course, I just might shoot back. Is that clear, mister? What's the matter, gambler? Didn't you like the odds? I got to admit it, Harris, I'm getting a little jumpy.
Look, Clay, you can't handle this alone. The mayor's calling a meeting at his house tonight. He's asking for volunteers to help you, well, keep an eye on things.
You mean a bodyguard? Well, I can guess who started the idea. Look, I appreciate it, Harris, but don't drag other people into it. It's my fight, just mine.
Well, I don't see it that way. That stage is carrying those posters by the hundreds. The territory will be covered with them.
Yeah. I figure by the end of the week, everybody who can squeeze a trigger and is looking for a fast dollar will be headed this way.
That's right. Well, you don't like my idea. What's yours?
Haven't got one yet. Well, I got a tour to finish.
Oh, Clay, I think I'd like some air myself. Do you mind if I walk along with you?
Yes, Harris, I do. One of them might be a bum shot. Nick you.
Willie.
Hello, Clay.
Jack.
All right, Harris, I know him. He's the marshal from Globe, Jack Bolton.
Clay, you ought to be careful letting kids like this play with a gun. A mighty sharp bead aimed right at the back of your head.
Not much need to ask why, is there, Willie?
Figure somebody's gonna kill you, Sheriff. I had nothing against you. But for that kind of money.
Well, leastway, he's honest.
What's there to laugh about, Bolton?
He's still alive, ain't he?
Lucky for me you came along when you did, Jack.
Lucky nothing. That's the way I had a plan, Clay. You're the talk of the territory. Thought you might need the help of a brother lawman. I got a great plan, so let's lock this hyena up and I'll tell you all about it.
Marshal John Bolton from Globe had saved Clay Hollister from being shot in the back. The lawman had a plan, and Hollister was willing to listen.
I've known Flint Anson ever since he came out west. And the only way you're going to settle this is with a personal conference. A showdown of words instead of a showdown of guns.
Maybe so. At least it's better than sitting around waiting.
That's right. That's why we catch old Flint by surprise.
You going along too, Marshal?
Yeah, like I said, I know Anson better than anybody. I can talk to him, and if he won't listen, and worse comes to worse, we always got a couple of law guns to back us up.
Well, if that's the case, it seems to me it would be better to go up there with a real show of strength. I can get any number of men to ride out there with us.
No, that's no good. You see, this way it's man to man, just Clay and Flint. I'm only going to go along just to try to get them together.
I don't know, Clay. You'd be riding right into Flint's stronghold.
You got a better plan?
Well, maybe we can think of one.
No, Harris, I think Jack's right. Personal showdown, one way or the other.
That's right, son. Old Flint's eyes are going to pop right out of his head and we come riding up together.
Let's go.
I don't like it, Clay.
I haven't liked it from the beginning.
Figure you want to meet up with those gents.
Bounty hunters.
Yeah, just the beginning. Now, let's go, Clay. They're heading for Tombstone.
Jake? Jake? Wake up.
Harris Claiborne, what are you doing here?
Wake up, Jake. I want you to send a telegraph message.
At this hour of the night? Who to?
The mayor of Globe. Come on, Jake.
Give me a chance to put my pants on, will you?
This is more important than your pants. Now, you send this, and don't you go back to bed until you get an answer. You hear me? If it says what I think it will, I've got a long ride ahead of me. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Nothing. I just got a bad back, Clay. Not as young as I used to be. You've been riding pretty hard. What do you say we rest the horses?
Sure, we got a few minutes.
There's a stream over yonder. I'll water the horses down. If you want to build a fire, we'll have a spot of breakfast, all right?
You call it your plan.
Oh, boy.
Are you sure the telegraph's working?
Of course it's working. You got to give him time. Probably got the mayor of Globe up the same way you got me. Give him time.
Well, we should have had an answer by now. Are you sure it's working? What's it say?
Bolden? This? Charged. No. Authority as law man.
Thanks, Jake.
Hey, don't you want your message?
Don't move, boy. Unbuckle your gun belt and bring your hands up real high.
You really do have a plan, don't you?
That's better, boy. Now you raise up on those hind legs of yours, real nice and slow.
You know, Jack, anybody had asked me, I would have bet 5 years' pay you'd be the last man in the world to do this.
5 years, don't be a piker. Make it 10 years. 10 years of pay and you still don't come close to that bounty. Oh, yeah, they give you a badge and a gun and a high-sounding title, and for $78 a month, they ask you to go out and risk your neck.
You didn't used to talk that way when we rode together. Used to say, if a man was interested in money, this was the wrong job for him.
Yeah, I guess I did say that. Just shows you how local a man can get sometime. There was a time when I believed all those things. If you protect a town, they'll appreciate it, respect you, repay you. But I found out different. Clay, I'm 40 years old. 22 years I spent behind this stinking badge. And they said I was getting too old and too slow. Oh, they kept me on all right, but as a deputy. But only because nobody had the stomach to fire me outright.
So you turned bounty hunter?
No, I hung on. And I came across this bank robber who offered me $500 if I let him go. Clay, there was a time when I would have busted his neck. But I took the money. Yeah, I took it. Town found out about it. Gave me exactly 24 hours to get out.
What do you want me to do? Tell you how badly you were treated?
Oh, no, Clay. $10,000 buys a heap of comfort.
How are you going to explain the shooting?
Everybody knows the bounty hunters were gunning for you. In fact, I had to wing one myself back there in Tombstone. Those two we saw a while ago, they ought to be in town by now. We'll just say that we were ambushed. Might even give myself a little flesh wound to show how I was trying to protect you again.
You think they'll believe you?
Well, that's just a chance I'm willing to take.
Then how are you going to collect the reward?
Anson. Anson's a friend of mine, remember? He'll be the only one that really knew what happened. That satisfy you?
Nothing satisfies me right now.
Well, it's getting late. It's just about that time. Now, how do you want it? In the front or in the back?
I don't suppose looking me in the eye is going to stop you now.
I'm afraid not.
If it's all the same to you, I'd just as soon be facing you.
They were right. I was getting too old.
Here's the first body you've bought, Anson. There's liable to be a lot more before this is over. Hello, Harris. Glad you're here. I got a story for you. On the morning of April 18th, there was a final showdown between the hired gunman of Flint Anson and Sheriff Clay Hollister. Now, which one of you was tempted by the 10,000, like he was?
He was my friend.
Yes, Flint, he liked you too. And your money. There'll be a lot more come for your money.
You won't know him. Maybe you won't care.
You might be interested in this, Anson. That's a petition signed by the citizens of Tombstone, asking that you retract that price on Clay's head. Look it over. Some of those names are your best friends, and they wanted me to tell you something else. They've always respected and admired you. You once fought on the side of law and order. But the first time it hits you personally, you're on the other side. Think it over, Flint. All the killing in the world isn't going to bring your boy back. We'll take care of the body.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
October 15, 1882. A short distance from Tombstone, Arizona Territory.
Me first, gentlemen. This ought to run close to $9,000. Much better than last time. Get the driver's body off and wait for me at Indian Springs.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. Another Argus wagon ambushed, 2 more brutal killings, and and now, for the first time, committed in the jurisdiction of Clay Hollister, Sheriff of Tombstone.
Driver and the shotgun guard from the Argus mine shipment. Wait here.
You think it's the same three men?
If you want to call them men. Last month, they hit that first wagon over here by Pantano. 2 weeks later, they ambushed the second wagon, Sonoyta. And day before yesterday, they're clear down here.
Every time it's a wagon belonging to Argus.
Yeah. Well, come on, Quint. Let's go report the robbery to Whitaker.
Right. And all three of them got away? Makes you look kind of foolish, don't it, Sheriff?
Oh, come on, Burgess. The sheriff isn't responsible for the entire Arizona territory.
He's responsible for Cochise County. You don't even know who you're looking for.
I know what I'm looking for, Burgess. That's how they get their information. They must have known where each of those shipments was heading and along what trail.
Now, Clay, you've seen how cautious we've been. We've followed every suggestion you've made.
Each time the wagon was carrying what you people call a small shipment of silver.
That's true. Less than $10,000 in silver ingots. The big shipments haven't been touched.
Any explanation?
Yeah, big shipments have 2 or 3 guards. Do that with a small load and it'll get through.
He's got a point.
Sure, he's got a point. An experienced guard costs $100 a day. Men like Bat Masterson, even more. You put 2 or 3 of those on our small shipments, there goes our entire margin of profit.
When's our next wagon going out?
I'm not certain.
I'm driving that wagon myself, guard or no guard.
Thanks, Burgess. I'll think it over.
You think he means it?
Yeah, I believe he does. I also believe that if he does take the next wagon out, there's a good possibility that it won't be attacked.
Meaning?
Clay, there are 5 men who know the details of our silver shipments. 4 of them are officers of the company. The 5th man is Burgess.
You think he could be the contact with the killers?
I don't know.
There's one way to find out for sure. Let him drive that next shipment. I'll ride shotgun.
You're the sheriff. You call it.
I've called it.
These go to Cove, and this bundle's for Tucson. Thanks.
How many papers do you send out, Harris?
About 700 now. The epitaph practically saturates the territory.
I can believe that. I even found a piece of your front page out where that last Argus wagon was ambushed.
Is that your only clue?
You can call it that.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Whitaker.
Suppose you can find advertising space for this in tomorrow morning's paper?
Mr. Whitaker, for an ad that big, I'll print a new page.
I'll see you later.
Oh, Clay, if you got a moment, I'd like to talk to you.
All right, I'll wait outside.
Good.
Still short-handed, huh?
Yes, can you read it all right?
Steady jobs in Tombstone for dependable men.
Set it up in that big black type. I'd kind of like to attract the attention of the out-of-town readers.
Let's see, immediate openings for 10 drillers, also pushers, teamsters, and hard rock miners. Highest pay.
Just set it up like the other ads.
Sure will. And, thanks, Mr. Whitaker.
Just bring some help to Tombstone. Clay, you still willing to ride guard on our next wagon?
Of course.
You'll be riding with Burgess.
Does he know about it?
No.
Well, when do we leave?
Monday morning, 8 o'clock. Sure hope I'm wrong about him.
Just have to wait and see.
Boy, I'm glad you brought the wagon back. Where'd you find it?
Not far from Indian Springs. Horses had been unhitched and they were grazing nearby.
How do you figure it?
I don't know. Looked like 3 horses left the scene of the ambush, but only 2 of them were being ridden. One man must have driven the wagon and left it near Indian Springs.
Well, it's all loaded and ready to go. I hope we don't lose it this time. Here comes Burgess. I'll let you break the news to him.
Well, Hollister, what are you doing here?
Oh, I thought you might need some help on this run.
Don't know as I do. From you, that is.
Well, you're going to get it anyway. I've decided to ride shotgun for you.
Oh? When did you decide?
A couple of days ago.
Kept it a secret, huh? You and Whitaker. So I'm the one who's been tipping off them bushwhackers.
You just concentrate on getting this wagon through to Tucson.
Was I you, Hollister, I wouldn't trust me any further than I could throw one of them 90-pound ingots we're hauling. Have a cigar.
No, thank you.
Just a little rock slide, Sheriff.
I don't like the look of it.
What's the matter? You nervous? You mean I'm going to have to go out there and clear them rocks by myself, huh?
I'll cover you.
I'll tell you what, Hollister. I'll stay here and you go out there and clear them rocks. Wait till I see that Whitaker accusing a man just because...
Burgess! I'm all right. Stay under cover.
Never figured they'd jump us, Sheriff. Sorry. I've always had a big mouth.
I'm sorry, too. I guess we had you figured wrong.
You all right? Better than him. Who is he?
Don't know. Never saw him before.
Pick me up when we get back to Tombstone.
I'm very grateful that Burgess is alive. Clay, I sure owe him an apology.
Yeah. I guess we misjudged him.
Oh, that killer you brought in, who's he?
Body's still unidentified.
And the other two men?
I only saw their backs as they were riding away.
Well, don't feel too badly about it, Clay. Burgess is alive. You did bring back the silver.
There is one thing. I was wondering if there could be any...
Yes?
Sorry, the clerk said to come in.
Oh, I imagine you're looking for a job?
Yeah, that's right, a job.
I'm sorry I can't see you now. Just wait in the hall.
Yes, sir.
You were saying?
Oh, nothing. Just that there's no new evidence. I'll let you know if anything comes up.
Oh, thanks, Clay. Thanks for everything you've done.
Clay Hollister had found newspaper clippings from the epitaph at the scene of both robberies of the silver shipments from the Argus mines. For some reason, he had not mentioned it to the mine superintendent, John Whitaker.
Guess you heard we had a little trouble.
Yeah. You know better than to come into Tombstone.
That tin star didn't recognize me.
Doesn't make any difference.
He'll never get us.
No one will if you follow orders. Just keep on storing the silver at Indian Springs. Now go find yourself a new man to work with. Keep on taking your orders from my ads. From now on, I never want to see you in Tombstone, do you hear?
I heard you.
Hi, Harris. How about a game of cribbage?
Sure. Well, how's your puzzle coming?
Puzzling. Whitaker keeps changing the route of silver delivery to Tucson, and he still keeps getting robbed. Just doesn't make any sense.
It makes sense to somebody. Somebody's making a fortune.
Yeah. Harris, do you remember that piece of your front page that I found out where the other Argus wagon was held up?
Yeah? The October 11th issue, you said.
Uh-huh. Did Whitaker have a want ad in that issue?
Well, I don't know. Let's find out. What about our game? Later, Quinn. Later. Later. Good thing I keep a complete file of the epitaphs, or you never would solve any of your crimes.
I'm glad it makes you feel needed. Where's the paper?
Let's see. You said October 11th.
One of Whitaker's ads, all right. And I took this one off of the outlaw who was killed.
Well, that's Whitaker's latest ad. Here. There it is.
Printed 4 days before Burgess and I were ambushed. You know, Harris, this hold-up gang may be getting information on time, destination, and route of these shipments from a code in these ads.
Well, how? John Whitaker writes these ads himself.
I know, but Burgess and Whitaker are the only two men outside of the owners of the Argus who had the information on these shipments. And Burgess cleared himself yesterday. Harris, I need your help. I want to go over every one of Whitaker's ads, and if there's a code, we'll break it.
All right. Let's start here and work back.
The Pantano robbery checks, too. This ad told the killers where to go and when to get there.
Well, it looks like we've broken their code. But I wish we had a few more cases to go on so we could be sure.
No. More cases mean more killings. I hope that Whitaker's next move is to send the bullion by way of Fairbanks again. A repeat shipment would give us the final check on the code that we need.
Yeah. Are you going to ride shotgun?
You just let me know the minute that Whitaker brings in the next ad. I'll ride shotgun, all right. Maybe to Fairbanks or maybe someplace else.
It's Carol.
You calling me, sir?
Yes. I want you to take this ad to the epitaph for tomorrow's newspaper. And then, if you don't mind, stop in and see the sheriff and ask him to come see me at his convenience.
Yes, sir.
According to this, you'll need that next Tuesday.
Whitaker's ad?
Yep. Have you talked to him yet?
No, I sent Quint instead. Needs 6 drillers at once. Now, drillers, that's the code word for Fairbanks, and 6 is the desert trail.
Apply 7 a.m. Tuesday. That's when the shipment leaves, right?
Right. When does this get printed?
Tomorrow. He wants to see a proof this afternoon.
All right. Print it just this way, but only for those papers that are going to stay right here in town. What did Whitaker want?
A guard. You, preferably. For a silver shipment he's sending to Tucson by way of Fairbanks.
When?
Early next week. He said the exact day would depend on when he has a good driver available.
Did he mention a route?
Oh, he said he'd talk that over with you.
Yeah. He's still being careful that nobody finds out too much, except for his own gun slicks. Well, we'll just have to see that the gun slicks are far away from Fairbanks. All right, Whitaker will see his ad, just as it's written here, just as he wants it. But for the out-of-town papers, make it read like this.
Change 6 drillers to 8 hard rock miners and make the departure time 4 hours later.
That's right. I want to give those outlaws plenty of time to locate a good ambush spot on the canyon trail to Tanque Verde.
Flagstaff, either for Phoenix, needs for Prescott. That's it. Hit it.
There they go, Clay. Those copies have Whitaker's ad with the changes you made. Local edition, word for word, the way Whitaker wrote it.
Good enough. Quint and I are seeing Whitaker on Monday. We got a story cooked up that'll keep him happy until Tuesday.
Well, this about tomorrow, gentlemen?
Either Quint or I are riding on that shipment to Fairbanks tomorrow.
Why, Clay? It's a little late to get other guards, and I don't think I should postpone it.
Well, you don't have to postpone it. Send it without guards. Got this message from the sheriff of Pima County.
Argus gang reported seen in Tucson and heading west. Large cash silver ingots located and being held in Tanque Verde. Suggest Argus authorities try to identify as loot from recent robberies. Tanque Verde? Why, that's impossible.
Impossible, Mr. Whitaker?
Well,
it's worth looking into, even if the mill stamps have been hammered out.
They have been hammered out?
Yes, but you should be able to identify ingots from your own crushing mill anyway, shouldn't you?
Why, yes, I should be able to recognize them. What do you want me to do, Clay?
You drive a wagon to Tanque Verde yourself. Quint and I'll ride shotgun on whatever you bring back.
Fine. But you sure that wagon to Fairbanks won't be waylaid?
I'm sure of it.
Looks like we got us an alert shotgun rider today.
Well, you know how these kids are. Stay up all night and still expect to do a good job in the morning.
All right, are we ready to go?
Why don't you grab yourself a couple of winks so you'll do us some good on the way back with the silver?
Oh, I could sure use it.
Sound asleep. I guess we really don't need him with an empty wagon. Nope.
Reach up. You're covered front and rear. Don't shoot. It's Whitaker.
Clint. Hold him. Hold it. You won't need those guns. Drop it. Start climbing.
Real nice shooting back there, Quint. Especially for a fellow who's fast asleep.
Sure put him to sleep.
Time to wake him up.
Come on, Whitaker, get up.
Can't lie there all day.
No.
Gotta make room for some friends of yours. You won't have any trouble identifying.
Come on, get up in there.
The whole territory will be interested in today's paper, Clay.
Hey, it seems kind of light, Harris. What's the matter? Not as much advertising as usual?
I'm not complaining. At the rate Whitaker was robbing the Argus mines, they couldn't have paid the bills much longer anyway.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, October 9, 1882, mid-afternoon. A $20,000 shipment of bank cash destined for Tucson was being transferred from the stagecoach to the Wells Fargo safe to be held overnight.
Can I help you, ma'am?
You're the sheriff.
Clay Hollister. And you're...
Liz Dalton. I just came in on the stage. I'm staying in town overnight. I'm on my way to Tucson. It's my first trip there.
Oh, it's too bad. That's Tombstone's loss. But you're welcome, anyway. It's my deputy, Quint.
Hello.
If we can be of service?
You can. For one thing, I thought perhaps you might recommend a nice place for me to stay.
Oh, well, there's the Russ house just down the street. It's about the quietest place in town.
Thank you. Oh, Sheriff, Do you think that I might arrange to leave these in the safe overnight?
Well, that'd have to be up to the Wells Fargo people.
I'd feel a lot safer if I could. They're quite valuable, my jewels. Most of them are family heirlooms, so naturally they mean a great deal to me.
Sounds like a good idea if it's all right with Sam. Sam? Miss Dalton here would like to use your safe.
Well, sorry, the safe's for company business only. I'm really awfully sorry, Miss Dalton. You understand how it is, company policy.
Please. I'd sleep so much better tonight if you would. Couldn't you do it as a personal favor for me?
Well, I think we can arrange it in your case, Miss Dalton. Well, the company wants to accommodate us travelers.
Thank you, Mr.
Wade, Sam Wade.
Thank you, Mr. Wade.
Come with me. Put it right there in the case. I'll check the jewels. Yes. Now you've got a string of pearls, 2 diamond earrings, and 2 brooches, correct?
That's right.
Quint.
Quint?
Yeah. I think I can take care of things here if you want to go finish your round. You should enjoy Tucson, Miss Dalton. Of course, they haven't got anything there that we don't have right here. Maybe a little bit more of it.
I'm sure I'll like it, Sheriff. There. I feel a lot better now.
Don't close it. My name is Packard, Judd Packard. I'm sorry about that holler, but I'm carrying over $1,000 in cash here, and I certainly would like to lock it in your safe overnight, if you don't mind.
Well, you're sure doing a Russian business today, Sam.
I'll take care of you, Mr. Packard, just as soon as I give this little lady here a receipt.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory.
Well, I was just going to do that.
Well, saves you the trouble.
Thanks. Now you can move this whole...
All right, I see it.
Why, a fellow named Packard over at the Oriental wants to see you. Said he needs your help.
Packard? Oh, yeah. What did you want?
Well, he's in a big ruckus over a poker game. Looks like it could get serious.
All right.
I'm going over that way. I'll walk with you.
Well, all right, here's the sheriff. Now, he'll vouch for me.
What seems to be the trouble? He's lost all his cash. Wants to keep on playing. I want to see the money.
We're gonna keep on playing, mister. You're not quitting until I've had a chance to win back.
Easy, Packard.
All right. But you tell this man I got $1,000 cash in the Wells Fargo safe.
That's right. Why didn't you just show him the receipt?
Well, I don't have it with me. It's up in my hotel room.
Is that right, Sheriff? Sure it's right, or I wouldn't say so.
One more thing. No more squabbling. Keep the game quiet or it breaks up.
Oh, Sheriff.
Yeah?
You know, it might be a good idea if you stuck around for a while.
What for?
Oh, sort of keep an eye on the game. After all, man's been as lucky as Todd here. Winning steadily, hand after hand. Might just learn something.
You accuse me of cheating?
Well, you don't mind if the sheriff watches, do you?
You never can tell about people you're traveling with. Now, you take me. All you know about me is that I'm a salesman, traveling in the same places as you and Judd Packard.
So?
So I'm a lot smarter than you think I am, because I found a way of making some real big money.
How?
Oh, I've got all kinds of things to sell, like information. Do you realize there have been 2 safe robberies, big ones, in towns that we've been in?
All right. We'll cut you in. But if we get caught, there won't be anything for any of us. So let's get out of here.
Where to?
To hide this.
But I'm going with you. This afternoon, when your friend Judd Packard rented the horse at the livery stable and went riding, I followed him. So I know just where you're headed for. I'll see that you don't get lost.
You all through, Packard?
Yes, I'm through.
All right, shut up. You really wrecked this place, now you're gonna pay for it.
I'm not gonna pay for something.
You want to spend some time in a Tombstone jail?
All right, I'll settle up in the morning when I get my money out.
All right. Now, I suggest you head for your hotel room. The rest of you can head for home, too. This card game's over.
Wait. This is far enough. I've decided. We don't have to hide it.
But we're strangers here. The sheriff might search our rooms. Judd will come back for it in a day or so. That's the way we always work it. We'll decide on the split then.
Oh, I've already decided on the split.
What do you mean?
This one's mine. All of it.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, don't I? You think the price of freedom for Packard and you is too high? Hand it over, lady. Give it to me.
All right.
A few hours later, the same night.
Well, did everything go all right?
No, it didn't. Something went wrong, real wrong.
What do you mean? What happened?
You remember that little man that came in on the stage with us? Kept trying to make conversation?
What about him?
He followed me. He caught me red-handed. I didn't even have a chance to close the safe.
What do you mean he followed you?
Just that. He was in Lordsburg when we were. Maybe Prescott, too.
So?
So he knew. He must have seen us make the deposits. Then when the places were robbed, he put two and two together. He's been following us.
All right, all right. How much does he want?
He wanted it all.
You wanted it? Oh, you mean you settled with him?
I settled with him. I killed him. I had to do it. He never would have left us alone.
That gun was to be used as a last resort.
It was. It's done, and that's that.
Not quite. You've let yourself in for a murder charge.
Not me. We. You're in this, too.
Oh, no. Not in the killing, I'm not.
Oh, yes, you are. You're my accomplice, and don't forget it. Because I won't ever. They won't catch us, Judd. And besides, we're rich. Very rich.
Early morning, October 10, 1882.
Morning, Miss Dalton. Sorry to waken you so early, but I've got some bad news.
About what, Sheriff?
About your jewels. The Wells Fargo safe was robbed last night. Cleaned out. Everything.
Everything. But my jewels, they're family heirlooms. They're worth a fortune.
I'm sorry, Miss Dalton. Of course, I'll do everything to recover them.
But I put them in the safe so that... Sheriff, I'm holding you personally responsible, along with the Wells Fargo company. You'll both be hearing from my attorney.
Yes, ma'am. But in the meantime, I'll need a description of the jewels, as complete as possible.
It was a string of pearls. 43 pearls in each strand, each one perfect.
Pearls 43.
There was a serial number on the clasp, 578348282.
578348282.
And there were a pair of earrings, gold mountings. There were 5 small, perfect diamonds in each one. That's a total of 10 diamonds, Sheriff.
Your addition's as good as your memory, Miss Dalton.
And there were 2 brooches, cameos. There were dates inscribed on the back. One was March 6, 1818, and the other was August 21st, I think, 1831.
21st, 1831?
Yes, I think that's it. All right. That's everything, Sheriff.
Thank you, Miss Dalton. You'll be hearing from me.
Anything new on the robbery? I asked you... Clay?
Oh, hello, Harris.
Why all the deep thought?
Thinking about Liz Dalton.
What about her?
She was in a position where she could have seen the combination to the safe when Sam Wade opened it.
You really think she did it? Then came back later and stole her own jewels?
And close to $20,000 in cash. Harris, she's got a phenomenal memory.
How do you know that?
Well, when she was itemizing the contents of her jewel case, she told me exactly how many pearls she had, the serial number on the clasp, even the dates on the back of the brooches. Wouldn't you say that was a little unusual?
Clay, one of the stage passes that rode into town yesterday is missing.
Missing?
Yeah, a man named Harry Ames. The hotel manager just told me. Thought we ought to know. He went out last night and never did come back.
All right, I'll go check it.
Sheriff Hollister, I was just on my way to see you.
You leaving town?
Yes, on the noon stage. You can contact me in Tucson at the Arizona Hotel, if and when my jewels are recovered. I'm sure you'll do everything possible to get them back for me, Sheriff. I'm sorry I was unpleasant this morning, but I was upset.
It's understandable.
Goodbye, Sheriff. I'd better leave while I still have some possessions left.
I don't envy you the ride. That's a long, hot 70 miles.
71 to be exact. Goodbye, Sheriff.
Oh, Miss Dalton.
Yes?
I'm searching everyone leaving Tombstone. No exceptions.
Don't you think that's a little ridiculous in my case, Sheriff?
No exceptions. Who should be able to understand better than you?
Help yourself, Sheriff.
Thank you. Nothing unusual, except maybe this.
Unusual, Sheriff, for a woman traveling alone.
Well, thank you very much, Miss Dalton. Sorry for the inconvenience. You can go now.
Quint, how about a game of cribbage? No, later. I got a job for you. Yeah, what's up? You're gonna take a little trip.
Going to Tucson with you. Official business, ma'am.
Later the same day, October 10, 1882.
Is it all there, Packard?
You're in this deeper than I thought. First robbery, now murder.
Let's go. Leave it. I'll carry it for you. Move out. Now, let's go. I got a telegram to send to Benson. There's no reason for Miss Dalton and my deputy to travel all those 71 miles to Tucson. She's got some unfinished business right here in Tombstone.
I don't know how anyone opens one of these blasted things with... Hello, Clay. I was just trying to figure out whether Liz Dalton will open that thing by remembering the combination or whether she did it by sound. You know, listening to the tumblers.
Why didn't you just ask? Here.
Answer your inquiry, Ray Judson Packard and Elizabeth Dalton.
They were a carnival act for years before they hit on this safe-cracking idea.
Carnival act?
Yeah, you know. Liz would look at a page of a book for a couple of seconds and then recite it word for word. Photographic memory, they call it.
Well, how did you know about Packard?
I didn't for sure. Just played a hunch. See, when Liz left town without the money, I figured somebody had to be in on it with her. And Packard went out of his way to start that wing-ding down at the Oriental at exactly the time of the robbery.
I see. So that's how she did it.
Mm-hmm. Gwen. From now on, when I'm out of the office, I want you to keep an eye on the editor here. I think he's planning on a life of crime.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory. The night of May 19, 1882.
Get back inside!
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone Territory. Sunday, May 20, 1882. The Tombstone Bank had been robbed in the dark hour before dawn, and an innocent bystander had been killed by the fleeing gunman.
Todd, stay here. Sam and I are riding down to the Jensen's. Cover us.
Dan, there are 3 riders up on the hill, and 2 of them have started down.
Yeah?
Maybe you better get your gun.
You expecting trouble?
Are you? The man in the lead is riding a sorrel like Ben rides.
Inside, honey.
No.
I said inside.
And I said no.
Look, do you trust me?
Yes, I trust you, Dan, but I'm going to stay.
Somebody up the hill told us this was the Jensen farm. I guess you must be Dan Jensen. And you, lady, you must be Hope Jensen.
You want something?
Sort of. But it's business. Or when men talk, most ladies leave the room. All right, tell her, Danny. Tell her you asked us here. The sooner she leaves us alone, the sooner we go.
Go ahead, honey. Go on. Go ahead. Just shut your mouth. What do you want?
Give him the bag.
Why?
I'm appointing you my banker, Danny. Go on, take it, boy. It'll make you the richest banker in the territory.
I said why.
Because I told you to. Because that girl in there deserves a chance to spend the rest of her life with you. And she'll do anything you say, Danny. You just take that money here and put it away for your friends, and there won't be any trouble. If you don't, there's nothing but trouble.
Why me, Ben? You could...
No more arguments. I said give him the bag.
When will you be back?
I think it's time.
You swear no trouble if I do it.
That's what I said. Come on.
So, I was just leaving you a note.
What about?
About the bank. Any news?
Yeah, it was robbed.
Well, thanks for the exclusive. But everybody in town already knows that.
Does everybody in town know who did it?
No. But they suspect you'll find out.
And I'll find out who killed the handyman.
Now, take it easy, Clay. It's not your fault the bank was robbed.
It's somebody's fault, Harris. 3 men ride into town, break into the bank, kill a man, and just ride out of town again. And you know why they thought they could get away with it? Because there's just me and 1 deputy to take care of the whole...
Sheriff Hollister, I'm Hope Jensen. I'd like to talk to you whenever...
Come in, man. This is Harris Clyburn, editor of the Epitaph.
Miss Jensen.
You got here just in time to stop me from blowing my top.
He means you almost got here in time.
I'll talk to you later. Just wait till you hear me on the subject of newspaper prices.
It's nice to meet you, Miss Jensen.
Thank you.
Will you sit down, ma'am? Now, how may I help you?
Sheriff. Look inside. Is it from the bank?
Maybe you better tell me.
Well, 2 men rode into our place this morning. With that, they gave it to my husband. He hid it. I watched. Later, I found it, and I brought it here. Sheriff, I don't know why Dan took it. I just want you to help him,
Now, Mrs. Jensen,
please.
getting
I'm
upset
afraid.
isn't going to help. Now, please sit down. Now, Dan, he's your husband?
Yes. We have a farm 9 miles out on the Benson Road. These 3 men.
You said 2.
Oh, did I? Well, there were 3.
Then why did you say 2?
Well, only 2 rode in. The other man stood as a kind of lookout, I guess.
I see. Did you know them?
No. No, I don't know them.
Did your husband?
No.
Quint,
Yeah, Clay.
lock that in the safe. This is my deputy, Quint, Mrs. Jensen. Now, I suggest you stay here until I get back. Your husband, Dan, will be with me. Dan Jensen?
Yeah.
I'm Clay Hollister. You the sheriff? That's right. I'd like to talk to you for a minute. Your wife's in my office, Mr. Jensen.
Why?
She brought me something.
You know what? Well, what'd she bring you?
Money. A whole sack full of it. The money belongs to the Tombstone Bank. Would you like to tell me why you had it, Mr. Jensen? Your wife has already told me how you got it, but I want to hear it again from you. I'm waiting, Mr. Jensen.
Hope's in your office?
That's right.
Well, this is the truth, Sheriff. I kept the money because they threatened Hope. She didn't know that, but they meant it. I know them.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Let's go.
Don't move, Sheriff. There are 2 guns pointed at you. So you told the law, huh, Danny?
No. Now listen to me a minute, Ben.
Listen? Listen to what? He give you our money, lawman?
Your money?
Where is it, Dan?
I don't know.
You don't. Get off that horse. You too, Dan. Take his guns. The sheriff even itches himself. Kill him. The money.
I haven't got it.
Who has? Where is it? Guard, find out where it is.
You're wasting your time, Ben.
How do you know?
Because it's where you can't get it.
Hold it. Where?
Back in Tombstone.
Is he telling us the truth? The money's back in Tombstone? How did you get it? Your wife. I warned you, Dan.
You can't hurt her. She's safe.
Safe, huh? In Tombstone. So you got the money, huh, Sheriff? She brought it to you. Well, Sheriff, we've got you. Tell me, what do you think you're worth? I figured just about as much as you stole from us.
It might not work.
You better hope it does, Sheriff. Sit down. Let's see how well you can write, Sheriff.
You call it.
Being detained, still alive, give bearers the money, or I'm dead. Sign it. Clay Hollister. you right well, Sheriff.
You sound like you've had lots of experience with this sort of thing.
Todd, you and Sam take him into town. Get that money back. So if they don't, they've got a dead sheriff.
What do you mean, take him with us?
Just that. Ride right up to the sheriff's office, but one of you stay outside with him. Make it look like he's one of us.
Suppose he tries.
He won't, because one of you is going to be in a position to kill his wife. And I'll kill his friend here for sure. He knows that, don't you, Danny?
Suppose they try and follow us.
They won't. Make it clear, any tricks is no deal. They never get Hollister.
After we get the money, what about him?
Bring him back.
Yeah, then what?
Well, Danny Boy's going to ride with us for a while.
And?
I'll let you know later. Now get moving. A lot of money for a dead sheriff.
You sound real pleased, Ben.
Why not?
Well, the way I see it, the odds have changed. They're 1 to 1 now.
Later the same day, May 20, 1882.
A note from your sheriff.
Being detained but still alive. Give them the money or I'm dead. Play Hollister. What's the meaning of this?
Just what it says. Hollister, he won't be back. Not unless we get the money. Dan outside. He told me to tell you that.
You're lying. Dan wouldn't say that.
Go to the door. Ask him yourself. But no further. I wouldn't. Because if I don't come out, the others will blast their way in here. And if we don't all come back, you do have a dead sheriff.
Dan, is it true? Is it true?
Do what he says. Give him the money.
You all heard him. The money.
Supposing we do give you the money, how do we know you won't kill him?
You don't. I guess that's a chance you'll have to take. Of course, you've got some time to think it over. I'm giving you 30 seconds, starting now.
I'll give him the money. Can't be any more killing. Tell him to give it to him.
You've only got 15 seconds.
Please give him the money.
Why? What guarantee can you give us they won't kill Clay even if we do?
He said so.
He did.
Time's up. What's it gonna be?
Quint?
getting late.
Frankly, I'm in no hurry for him to get back. The odds are still 1 to 1.
But I've got the gun.
I can wait. Can you?
We haven't much time. Why did you come to the sheriff, Miss Jensen? Who sent you?
No one sent me.
Did your husband send you?
No. And he didn't kill the man in the robbery because he wasn't there.
If what you say is true, he can't be too deeply involved. Not yet. At most, he's an accessory to a robbery.
What are you trying to say?
Only that if you know anything that you're not telling us about the men involved in this, you'd be helping your husband by saying so.
Well, maybe you're right. But there's a man dead. And if Dan had anything to do with it, they might hang him, and I can't help hang my husband.
And what happens to him if Clay Hollister is killed?
I can't tell you anything.
And your husband? You feel you're helping him?
I don't know. All I know is he's alive, and I want to make sure that he stays that way. At any cost.
Tell me one thing. How do you decide?
Decide what?
Who's to live and who's to die? That's what you're doing, you know. And you haven't the right. No one has.
I don't care who lives or dies. I only care about Dan and me.
So you're willing to kill someone who tried to help him and you?
No, I'm not.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Miss Jensen. I don't want to hurt you. But I do want to save a life.
There were 3 men. 2 of them you've seen. I don't know them, but the leader is a man called Ben. Ben Jensen. He's Dan's brother.
His brother?
He has a place out near ours, to the east.
The first place to the east?
Yes. It's best you approach it from the corral side.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Let me see it. You think you're smart, don't you?
One to 1 and no gun.
I like it that way.
for your gun, Todd. Forget it. On your feet.
Hold it.
Drop the gun. Where's Dan Jensen?
He's wounded. The editor's back there with him.
Take care of these two. There's one more inside that I want to see to personally.
Editor, there is no excuse. You know the price of news.
Sheriff, I just came from the hospital, and Dan's going to be all right.
Oh, good.
Looks like our troubles are over. I want to thank you.
Well, at least Ben Jensen won't be troubling you anymore. Looks like he'll be staying right here for good.
I'm sorry I had to be so rough, Miss Jensen, but I'm surprised.
You're surprised?
Well, if you thought your husband was being pressured by someone, why didn't you talk it over with him? Like a husband and wife.
You never would have thought he was part of that gang if you had.
Well, maybe it's a lesson that Dan and I have learned. Well, goodbye and thanks again. You wives must be terribly understanding. I mean, for you to be able to tell them everything.
Oh, well, I'm not.
Me either.
I didn't think so.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
July 8, 1884. A few miles from Tombstone, Arizona Territory.
Drop it. I said drop it!
Mighty tricky of you, Sheriff.
Move out. We're going back to town.
Kinda hate to do that. What with being forced to kill that bank clerk and all. Mean the hanging rope for sure.
What do you mean, forced to kill him? He wasn't even armed. Let's go.
If you say so. You're the boss, Sheriff.
Lady, Pa's been shot.
I'm too busy for your teasing, Noah.
Lady, he's dead. The sheriff from Tombstone did it. I saw it with my own eyes.
Did you avenge Pa, Noah?
I tried. I was waiting for Pa where he said. And the sheriff followed him. He come up behind him. I tried to shoot him, lady, but
We've got to do it, Noah. For Pa's sake.
I will. I'll think of some way. Trouble is, I can't go into Tombstone. Maybe the sheriff saw me firing at him.
Then you can't. But I can.
No, it's my job.
I can set the sheriff up for you. That's the least I can do. I set him up so as you can kill him.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened. In the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory. July 10, 1884. A stranger arrived in Tombstone on foot. Lady Bell, Jonas Bell's daughter. The girl was young, pretty, and the killer's accomplice.
Begging your pardon, mister. Where'll I find the sheriff?
Don't you see the sign?
Oh, never did learn to read much.
Evidently.
Thank you kindly.
No, I didn't see who was doing the shooting. But there are two members of the Bell family left, Jonah's son and daughter. I got a hunch it was one of them.
Well, if it was one of them, I have a feeling you'll never see them again. They've never come into Tombstone in the past. I doubt very much that...
Come in.
You the sheriff?
Yes, ma'am. May I help you?
Hope so. I'm Lady Bell, Jonas' girl.
This is Harris Clyburn, the editor of the newspaper.
How do you do?
Hello, Miss Bell.
Sit down, Miss Bell.
Thank you kindly.
Now, what can I do for you?
Well, I don't rightly know, but with Pa dead and Noah run off, I'm all alone. I need someone to look after me. And, since you killed Pa, I kind of figure you're responsible for me.
Don't ask me where the logic comes in, Nellie. That shouldn't be any problem for you. Somebody's got to take care of her, and it might as well be me, and I hope you.
Sure, I could use somebody to clean up, but I don't know, Clay. How's some of my boarders going to feel, having the daughter of Jonas Bell around?
Now, Nellie, there's a reason why you're one of the best-liked women in Tombstone. You do things for other people, regardless.
Thank you, Clay.
Morning, Sheriff.
Jed?
Yeah. I should have figured it out myself. I just heard that you're Jonas Bell's daughter.
Yes, sir.
And what are you doing here? You know what your father did. You know what this town thinks of the name of Bell.
Don't blame the girl, Jed.
Jonas Bell murdered my brother, shot him in the back. And I blame her and her whole family. Now you get out of here, because we don't need anybody to remind us of Jonas Bell. He was an animal and a killer.
Don't you say that about him. You hear me? You take it back. You hear me?
Now leave her alone and get out.
You side with her, Hollister, and you'll regret it. Now you tell her the truth. Nobody wants her here.
I do.
Out.
I'm right sorry.
This is going to be a problem, Clay. Jed's not the only one in town who feels this way.
Yeah. Maybe you made a mistake coming here, lady. Look, I know it's not your fault, but there are a lot of people in town who have good reason to hate the name Bell.
I know. But where else can I go? Oh, please, Miss Nellie, Sheriff. I swear I won't lose my temper again. Oh, just give me one more chance.
There's a heap of dishes out back. Start washing.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Nellie. Sheriff, thank you.
Well, what do you think of her, Nellie? How's she working out?
She's a willing enough worker, I'll say that. Matter of fact, she's starting to make some friends.
She's trying hard to be accepted. And I understand she was pricing hats at the general store. She wants to be just like every other respectable woman in Tombstone.
Oh, who could have ever predicted it? Lady wearing a hat.
Looks like her name fits her just right. At least from what we've seen.
You've never seen such a town. Noah, they got stores selling things I never even heard of.
What about Hollister? You got him set up?
He befriended me. Got me a job paying real wages.
Well, now ain't that nice? Nothing like money to change a person, huh?
I ain't changed, Noah. It's just that, well, what Pa ever do for us except beat us? And he did a lot of bad things too, Noah. I'm finding that out for sure.
We're still his flesh and blood. Or maybe your high-toned friends will let you forget your name's Bell.
No, you're right. No one's ever gonna let us forget that.
That's better. Now, here's what I've been thinking. You know where the livery stable is? Well, tonight, after you get through with your work,
Evening, Sheriff.
Lady?
It's a nice night, isn't it? Air smells so sweet.
Yeah. I hadn't noticed it, but now that you mention it, it does.
It's an elegant night for a walk. I hear there's a new colt down by the livery stable.
Well, it's kind of late for you to be walking all that way alone.
Oh, I don't mind.
I think I'll just walk along with you.
All right, Sheriff.
Hey, aren't you the girl who was just saying what a nice night it is? All of a sudden, you turned as solemn as a hootie owl.
It's so?
You haven't heard a word I've said. What's the matter?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
You know, Nellie's real pleased with you. You keep up the good work and you'll be getting a raise. The most important thing is you're making friends. Pretty soon you'll feel like you always belonged here.
My ankle.
July 15, 1884. While Clay Hollister was walking with Lady Bell, a shot had been fired. Two questions had to be answered. Who was the gunman and which was the target? The sheriff or Jonas Bell's daughter?
You accusing me, Sheriff?
No, I'm not accusing you. I'm just asking questions. It's quite a temper you've got, Jed.
So, I have a right to my own temper. There's no law against that.
No. Unless it moves you to take a shot at a girl because her father killed your brother.
I give you my word, Clay. I don't know anything about it.
All right, Jed, thanks.
Well, you've questioned everybody in Tombstone who had a grudge against the Bells. I don't think any of them fired that shot.
I don't either.
Nellie said that Lady was waiting for you the other night. That walk might have been strictly for the purpose of getting you killed.
Then why didn't she go through with it? Why, at the last minute, did she pretend that she sprained her ankle?
I don't know. But the point is, it could have been a plan to get you.
Yeah, I know it. And I know the way to find out. Morning. How's your ankle?
Good as new, Sheriff. For helping me home last night.
By the way, Lady, do you hear anything from your brother?
Oh, no, sir. Noah's not much on writing.
Well, I thought maybe you'd seen him. That maybe he'd come here,
Here?
to Tombstone.
Oh, no, sir. He'd never do that.
Well, I've got to be getting back to work.
Yeah.
About last evening, Sheriff.
Yes?
You've been good to me. I never had a friend before.
That why you changed your mind about letting Noah shoot me?
No, it wasn't Noah. That shot was meant for me. Well, Nellie's waiting. Can I talk to you, Mr. Clyburn?
Yes, Lady?
I know why you asked about Noah in the sheriff's office.
Well, go on. I think we understand each other.
Well, I just wanted you to know that whatever reasons I had when I first came to Tombstone, it's all changed now. I'd like to stay in Tombstone, and I'd like to keep my friends here.
Including Clay Hollister?
Mainly Clay Hollister. I'd rather die than do anything to hurt him. Well, I just wanted you to know that.
I believe you, Lady.
Why don't you go and save him?
You shouldn't have come here, Noah. I was going to come to you first chance I got.
Why'd you save him?
We got to forget about the revenge.
I see. Just like that, and it's all forgotten, huh?
Listen to me, Noah. Clay Hollister's a good man. He killed Pa because he had to, because it was his duty. What good is all this hating and killing? You're young yet. You got your whole life ahead of you. What do you want to follow in his footsteps for?
I don't aim to. I want to go away and start over, but I gotta take care of Hollister first. Whatever he was, Jonas Bell was our pa.
He thought it was you last night. I lied to him. I swore it wasn't. I won't help you anymore.
I didn't think you would. Well, it don't matter. I'll find him. We'll shoot it out.
No. You only get yourself killed, too. You wouldn't stand a chance that way.
Well, at least I'm gonna try. Maybe since you're a woman, you don't understand, but I've got to do this.
Noah, I'm begging you. I'll go away with you tonight. We'll head for California.
It's me or him.
Noah, you're all I got. I can't let you get killed.
There's another way. That grove where we met outside of town. If you were to invite him on a picnic lunch and take him there.
No.
Well, it's either that or I face him tonight. Now take your choice. Next Sunday noon, I'll be waiting. And if both of you don't show up, 1 hour later, I'll be walking down Main Street.
Noah!
Thanks, Clay. But you shouldn't have.
I don't think it'd become you.
It's a man of the world, editor.
What do you think of that?
The New York hat?
Yeah, well, a rancher was going to buy it for his wife. I knew that lady had her heart set on it, so...
It's nice. I guess. What's the occasion?
Oh, there's no occasion. We're going on a picnic Sunday. I just thought I'd surprise her with it.
A couple of days ago, that would really have concerned me.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
Now I'm trying to believe she's only inviting you to a picnic.
I'm trying to believe it, too. But if that bullet the other night was meant for me, I'd better find out for certain.
Yeah.
Can't go to a picnic without being fancied up a little. There, take a look. That dress fits you as well as it fits me. You're about as pretty as a picture. You in love with Clay?
That's just plain silly.
Why not? You've every right. You have yourself fun today. You hear me?
Sometimes that isn't easy, Nellie.
Maybe you'd better tell me why not.
Have you forgotten what my last name is? It's Bell.
No, I haven't. And Bell won't always be your last name. Besides, you've made friends for what you are, not who you were.
Anybody home?
He's here. Come on, let's go. Good morning, Clay.
Morning, Nellie. Well, look at you.
Clay, aren't you forgetting something? Have a good time.
Got a surprise for you. Well, we'll wait till later. Place you meant? Just right. Looks like we got it all to ourselves.
Clay, I want to talk to you.
About what?
About Jonas Bell, Sheriff. Drop your guns. Right on time. Good job, lady. What'd you expect, Sheriff? She's a Bell, ain't she? Same as me? Same as the man you killed? Now start walking. Straight towards the water. All right, hold it.
Good. I was wondering whether you were going to shoot me or drown me.
A little of both. This is much easier than digging a grave. It'll take weeks to find you.
Take a while to find you, too. But they will.
Well, that'll be their problem. Now turn around and face me. Us Bells don't shoot men in the back.
Your father did.
Shut up.
No! I can't let you go through with it, Noah.
Get out of my way. You ain't gonna stop me this time.
I can't let you do it, Noah. I want you to know I was in on this too, Clay. Bells are through with killing and trouble. Finally through.
Well, Noah, you're not wanted for any crime, so I'm not pressing charges this time. On one condition, that you leave the territory today.
Oh, we will, Sheriff. I'll give you my word on that. We're gonna head for California. Noah's gonna start fresh.
I don't understand, Sheriff. I would have killed you.
Would you now?
No.
That's good enough for me.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Lady, you know, you don't have to go. You've got a lot of friends in town, friends who'd like you to stay.
I can't, Clay. No one needs me. But maybe we'll be back someday.
You've made up your mind? Oh, I've got something for you. Go on, try it on.
You know something? I really feel like a lady.
Why not? You are one.
Hey, the stage is here.
I'll be right there.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be. 'Cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, to Tombstone territory.
Tombstone, Arizona Territory, May 9, 1888.
Well, Harris, what can I do for you?
I'm glad you could come right over, Clay. I've got to get the technical description of this Army heliograph thing straight.
All right. Yeah, but first, let me give you the weather report. Tombstone's in for a big wind. I just heard some of our prominent citizens rehearsing their speeches of welcome. Boy, they're puffed up like spring frogs.
The governor's used to it.
Yes.
Check that copy for me, will you?
All right. Governor Armstrong making an inspection of the Army's new heliograph, a signal and warning system against Indian raids and...
Not that part, the technical stuff down here.
Oh. On a chain of mountain peaks, the Army has set up a system of flashing mirrors. They can talk to each other in Morse code, dots and dashes. More important, they can talk to patrols miles away on the mesas and flats and give them the location and movements of renegade Apache raiding parties.
Wire for you, Clay.
Oh.
Governor's stage coming in early.
Oh, good enough. Let's ride out and meet him. We can finish this later.
Good idea. Let's go. There they come. They're running loose.
Billy, what happened?
They got him, Clay. Swooped down just like hunting hawks and got him.
governor? No, it's one of his aides.
Where's Armstrong?
That's what I gotta find out. Conrad, take the stage into town. Quentin, I want you to gather some men to ride with me. Harris, you send a telegram to Fort Huachuca. Tell them that I'm mounting a posse to backtrack toward Mormon Peak. Have the heliograph station on the peak signal me what horsemen are working that area, right? Let's go.
An actual account from the pages of my newspaper, the Tombstone Epitaph. This is the way it happened, in the town too tough to die. Tombstone territory.
What are those things saying now?
Spotted 5 riders in the Cochise Gorge. Let's go. Yeah, 5 of them. Ponies are shod. They can't be Apaches. Take a look at that.
How can I tell where they're going? With every swig of that, you get a free snake.
Yeah.
Let's put out flankers and comb the canyon.
No, you're not going in there.
Why not?
Box Canyon. Perfect trap.
Well, if we know they're in there, and they got the governor.
If we ride in together, they could scratch us out with one volley. Grant, you and I will go ahead.
Right.
Harris, you and the others block the mouth of the canyon if there's any trouble.
All right, Hollister. Hold it right there.
Governor Armstrong, with Frank Banner behind him.
Drop your guns and keep coming up, Hollister, alone. I'm not a patient man. Now get up here before I start diselecting me a governor. Call him up here.
Sheriff Hollister!
Didn't expect to see me, did you, Hollister? Yeah, you left your card, Banner. Card?
Nobody else would kill one man needlessly and shoot another so badly he'd live long enough to get the stage into town. Nobody but an Apache. And an Apache wouldn't know a governor if he saw one.
My brother Dan still set to hang?
That's right, tomorrow morning. Nothing's changed.
You missed your tally, Sheriff. 2 things have changed. You and him. I'll start climbing.
Where's the Army crew of the heliograph?
We
give him lead medals and send him on a furlough, that's what.
Happy here used to be a telegrapher. He sent that message about 5 riders. It brought you in like a fish on a string, huh? You gonna send another one, Happy? I want him to know that the governor and Hollister here are alive. But I'll kill them both if I don't clear the area of all patrols and posses. Bear, you tie him up and put him in the cave, huh?
Come on.
Welcome to Tombstone, Governor.
Well, maybe it's not as bad as it appears. After all, the worst he could have in him would be ransom.
Yeah, for you, I hope so. But you see, Bandit swore that he'd kill me the day that his brother was executed in Yuma.
That's Dan Banta, who's hanging tomorrow for murdering a man during a payroll robbery?
That's right, I brought him in. I should have figured that he'd take advantage of your visit to Tombstone.
Well, that would have been a guess, Sheriff.
I'm paid to guess right. Now I gotta start guessing about how to get the two of us out of here.
Now that we've sent our little message, we're gonna have a talk. The governor, the law gun, and me.
Talk.
My brother Dan's set to die in the morning.
He is?
And you're gonna set him free, Governor.
Why, that's ridiculous.
Not to me. See, we're gonna send another message on them flashing mirrors, this time in your name. It's gonna be relayed to Yuma Prison, telling them to let Dan go.
You can't do that. It's out of the question.
They won't release him until they see the governor.
That's why he's gonna be riding out of here right after we send the message. So they will see him. But we're keeping you, Hollister. Just to make sure he does let Dan go. Well, Governor?
No.
You sure? Well, so we're gonna have ourselves a little trial.
Trial?
Hollister, you brought Brother Dan into court, and the governor here rules the courts. I'm not here, because I'm the law. So you're both on trial for murder, Dan's murder. And Stark and Bear here are gonna be the jury. You know, you can't spill blood without talking. Talking means justice, and we're gonna have justice. So do you both swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
About what?
About killing my brother Dan. You're hanging him tomorrow.
No, the law is.
You're the law, so you're hanging him. Why?
For murder, as I understand it.
As you understand it. Would you know my brother if he walked in here right now?
No.
You hear that, jury? He's willing to hang a man he don't even know to look at. But you'd know my brother, wouldn't you?
I know him.
You brought him into trial, didn't you?
That's right, I brought him in.
And I accuse you of killing him.
No, Banta. I couldn't kill him. The governor couldn't. Nobody could kill your brother. Because, you see, after riding with you, he was already dead.
Squeezed dry of life and purpose by the man he followed.
You killed your brother, Banta, and nobody else.
You'd like for me to shoot you, wouldn't you? Make it quick and easy. But it's gonna be slow. Waiting for the hour like my brother's doing in his cell right now. Has the jury reached a verdict?
Guilty. Let's get it over with.
Well, the verdict's guilty, boys. But I'm not gonna kill you right now. Because I sentence you to hang by the neck tomorrow morning when Dan hangs. By the neck until dead. And you got all night to think about it. Hollister, why don't you tell your stiff-necked friend about Hooper and Wilkie while you're waiting, huh?
Those men Banter was talking about. Wilkie and Hooper? They were two men that he tortured to death. How? I'd rather not say. Banter's got some things in his head that an Apache squaw wouldn't think of. Well, then this isn't just a bluff. He isn't after ransom. He really intends to hang us? If that's all he intends to do, we're lucky. It's almost unbelievable. It's like a nightmare. A couple of days ago, I kissed my wife and my children goodbye and set off on a routine tour of inspection. Now, I'm a public servant, Sheriff. I'm a family man. I'm not a hero. Who is? Well, but it's different with you. You've lived around death. No, Governor, you never get used to death. But you don't understand. I don't know how to die. Not this way. Slowly. No purpose at all. Governor, another public servant once said, the highest purpose a man can serve is to cherish life and accept death with the same heartbeat. Who was that? Family man by the name of Abraham Lincoln. Yes, but those were political words spoken for a battlefield. Yeah, kind of battlefield. He was on his deathbed. You don't understand. I haven't got his kind of courage. Governor Armstrong, Bata feeds on fear. And every time we deny it to him, he dies a little bit. Deny him your fear, Governor. I'll try. Lord, help me. I'll try.
All right, go get him, Bert. You got the mirrors shine on that contraption, Heavy?
Well, we needs the full sun to send a message.
Okay. Come on over here, Governor. I want to have a talk with you. I got a horse all ready for you over there, Governor.
For me? I don't understand. You're letting me go?
Well, I'm going to give you one more chance. Now, I want my brother Dan. Happy he'll flash the message and you can ride off of this mountain free as cottonwood down. Huh? How about it?
I can't do it.
You want to die, Governor? Why? Why do you want to die when you can live? Just to show how stiff and proud you took to dying, is that it?
No.
Well, who's going to care how proud you were? Who's going to know? The rocks, the wind going by?
I told you I won't do it.
Maybe you'd like to write something, Governor, huh? Note to the wife, huh? Wilkie did. a real pretty note, too. All about how she should treasure life and how he was going to miss the sight of running antelope in the sun or hawks circling in the sky. You know, that sort of thing. It's real pretty. You want to write something, Governor? I'm waiting, Governor.
No.
I said I'm waiting!
No.
All right, set him up. Usually when I find a man who can't wait to die, I do my best to help him. But I'm gonna let you two die slow. I'm gonna let you take your courage and roll it around in your mouths so you can really taste it. Of course, it's best if your horse don't wander off looking for grass or water and leave you dancing. Then again, you might get tired and want to kick him and get it over with fast. I don't know how brave men figure, but smart men are riding down the mountain free. You sure, Governor? Okay.
Ooh, boy, ooh, babe. Ooh, babe. Oh, babe. Governor, I want to try something. Can you sing? Sing a song?
A song?
Yeah, anything, just to quiet the horses. Black, black, black is the color of my true love's hair. Her eyes are something wondrous fair. La 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 la. Love me. I love the ground whereon she stands. Black, black, black is the color of my true love's hair. I love her eyes. La 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 la. Love. I love the ground whereon she stands. La 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 la. I love the ground whereon she stands. Ooh. Oh. You all right, Governor?
Yeah. I'm all right, thanks.
Rub your wrists. Get the circulation back into it. And catch that horse and put a bridle on him.
I'll get him.
I gotta send a message. Bandit and his men will be breaking out of Battle Pass.
Right.
Riders in the flat, headed this way.
Cavalry!
They must have spotted us, Frank.
Yeah, let's head back through Dead Man Canyon. Come on.
Bandit's men. Cavalry turned him, we'll cut him off.
Just the two of us? How?
You stay here. I'll ride back to those narrows, and when they pass that open spot in the trail, you give me an arm signal.
But you're unarmed. What can you do?
You remember the old saying about too much rope? Just maybe Bandit's hanged himself.
Behind you!
I almost guessed wrong again. Let the cavalry take care of those other two.
You ready, Governor? The whole town's out there waiting.
Yes, I'm all ready. You got me, Clay?
Yes, sir. Excuse me, sir. Here's some notes from your speech we found on the floor of the stagecoach. Afraid there's a little blood on them.
Those blood stains will be all the notes I need. I'm not talking politics today. I'm going to tell the people of Tombstone about their sheriff.
Well, now, sir, I'd kind of take it easy on that if I were you. See, sheriff's on the program, too. He might have quite a piece to speak about the territorial governor.
Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I wanna be, whistle a tune that'll carry me to Tombstone territory. If your past has run afoul of the law, it's a handy place to be, 'cause your future's just as good as your draw in Tombstone territory. Whistle me up a memory, whistle me back where I want